Hello friends, good morning. I hope you are all keeping fine and you had nice celebration of the tree festival, if not publicly at least privately, and that is nice to take a break or relax a little bit to refresh your mind and so on. But at the same time we should not forget about the task that is laying ahead of us. That is the task of learning, the task of understanding and so on. So I hope you remember the topics that we have dealt with the other day. We're talking about the second major physical division of India. We are talking about the Peninsular Plateau. The first part we studied about, in the first place we studied about the great Himalayan mountains. The second one is was the northern plains, and the third part is the Peninsular Plateau. And we were just talking about in the last class what is this Peninsular Plateau. So we said it is a tableland. Tableland means little higher area, high place, but the top part is level. So it is a level area, but not so down. It is high place, that is called tableland. So it is also, we said, one of the oldest landmass of the world, because it was part of this Gondwana land before the different plates crashed and got separated, and this area was part of that oldest land called Gondwana land. And so comparing to Himalaya or northern plains, the Peninsular Plateau is one of the oldest landmass of India. And we said about the land is very vast. It is starting from, you can see from the central area from the west, and it is coming to almost the southern area. And you can follow in your textbook as well, page number 13. And we talked about the Vidyan range is bounded by the central highlands on the south and the Aravallis in the northwest. So there are a lot of plateaus are there in this Peninsular Plateau. A lot of mountains are also there, mountain ranges are also there. And we said it is, we can say there are two main divisions are there in this Deccan Plateau. There are two main divisions are there. What are they? One is the central highland, the central part, which is very high, and the Deccan Plateau. Another plate is the Deccan Plateau. And the part of the Peninsular Plateau lying to the north of the Narmada River, covering the major area of Malabar Plateau, is known as the Central Highlands. So what is the Central Highland? The area to the north of the Narmada River, the northern part of the Narmada River. Then it is covering the major area of the Malabar Plateau. This Central Highland, it is covering the major part of another plateau called Malabar Plateau, and it is a high area. Let's call it the Central Highlands. Then the Vidyan range is bounded by the Central Highlands on the south and the Aravallis in the northwest. So this Central Highland, it is going round the Vidyan range. That's a mountain range called Vidyan range, and this with the around the Vidyan range, what is there? The Central Highland. So all along Vidyan Range, the Central Highland is there. So the mountain is the middle, the mountain is in the middle, and the Central Highland is all along, and it is on the south, and the Aravalli is on the northwest, and the northwest part, that is this part, the northwest of this highland, there is another mountain called Aravalli's Mountains. So remember, two mountains are there in this Central Highland. One is the Vidyan Range, another one is the Aravalli Mountains. So remember the names. The further westward extension gradually merges with the sandy and rocky desert of Rajasthan. So if this Peninsular Plateau or the Central Highland is going towards the west, what happens? It will reach the Rajasthan state. It will reach here the Rajasthan. Rajasthan is here. So the Central Highland, it is going towards the west and reaching the Rajasthan state. Then what is the specialty of Rajasthan? The long area or large area is desert. It is a sandy desert. So this Central Highland will reach towards the Rajasthan desert. Then the flow of the rivers draining this region, namely Chambal. So what are the rivers that we will find in this Central Highland? One is Chambal, another one is the Sindh, another one is the Betwa and Ken. So four rivers are there flowing in this region. One is, let's say again, one is Chambal, another one is Sindh, third one is Betwa, and the fourth one is Ken. These are the four rivers draining or flowing in this region. Then, thus indicating the slope. So the river will be flowing towards the slopy area. From the low area to the high, river cannot flow. Where the river is flowing is from high area to low area. That way, by looking at these rivers flowing, we can know where is the slope, which is high place, which is low place. Then the Central Highlands are wider in the west but narrower in the east. So this Central Highland, the western side, it is wide. As it is going towards the northeast, it becomes narrow. So the western side, it is bigger or wider. As it is moving towards the east, it is becoming narrower. Then the eastward extension of this plateau are locally known as Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand. So as this Central Highland is moving towards the east, it has got some local names. So there people are not calling it Central Highland. People are calling it by local name. What name are they calling? Some call it Bundelkhand. Another one is, other people are calling it Baghelkhand. So Bundelkhand or Baghelkhand. Bundelkhand or Baghelkhand. These are the local names. That is known towards the eastern side. So from this side, from the west, it is moving to the east. So this central part of India, that is the Central Highland, it is moving from west to east. And as the western side, it is bigger or broader, and towards east, it is narrower. And it has got a local name as it is moving towards the east. It is called Bundelkhand or Kaghelkhand. So remember all these names. The Chota Nagpur Plateau marks the further eastward extension drained by Damodar River. So as it is moving towards the east, what happens? There is another plateau called Chota Nagpur Plateau. So towards the eastern side, it has got another name or another place is the Chota Nagpur Plateau, and that is drained by another river. The river flowing through this Chota Nagpur Plateau is, what is it called? Damodar River. The name of the river is Damodar River. You can see in your picture also a waterfall is given there. So that is a river in the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Then the Deccan Plateau is a triangular landmark. So now we come to the second part of this Peninsular Plateau. First part is Central Highland, that we already saw the shape of Central Highland, where it is starting towards the west, what is the situation, towards the east, what is the situation, what are the names it is known by different locality, which are the rivers flowing in the Central Highland, and so on. And it is towards east, it is ending with another plateau called Chota Nagpur Plateau, and the river that is flowing in that Chota Nagpur Plateau is Damodar River. Now we come to the second part of this the Peninsular Plateau, that is the Deccan Plateau. So it is triangular landmass that lies to the south of the river Narmada. So what is the shape of this second part of the Peninsular Plateau, the Deccan Plateau? It is triangular in shape. I hope you know what is triangular. No? Three sides are there like a triangular. It is triangular landmass, and that lies to the south of the river Narmada, and it is lying to the south of Narmada. So Narmada river is flowing here, and to the south of that Narmada river begins this Deccan Plateau. The Satpura range flanks its broad base in the north, while Mahadev, the Kaimur Hills and the Michael Range form its eastern extensions. So this Deccan Plateau, it is also surrounded by the hills. Another, in the Highland, Central Highland we said, the ranges are in the middle and it is surrounded by plain area. But here the Deccan Plateau is there, and the northern side river is there. Then there are also hills surrounding it. So the Satpura range flanks its broad base in the north. So in the northern part there is a Satpura range. The mountain called Satpura range is there in the northern part of the Deccan Plateau. And the eastern part, this side, we will find three ranges. What are they? We have Mahadev, the Kaimur Hills and the Michael Range. So three ranges or three mountains or three hills are there in the eastern side. In the northern side there is what range? The Satpura range. So remember the names of the hills that are surrounding the Deccan Plateau. The northern part, that is the top part of the Deccan Plateau, we have Satpura range, and the eastern side we have three hills are there. They are Mahadev, Kaimur and Michael range. Then locate these hills and ranges in the physical map of India. So if you have a map, a physical map of India, you will be able to locate all these ranges, all these mountains in your own map. So try to get a big map and try to locate all these, then you will be able to understand better. And the Deccan Plateau is higher in the west and slopes towards eastwards. So in the shape of the Deccan Plateau is, in the east it is low, in the east it is low and the west it is higher. So the slope is from west to east. The west is high and the east is low. Understood? So the western side, the slope from the west to the east, it is sloping down. So the river will be flowing from here to here. So earlier we said the east, we mistook the side. East is here. The three ranges are this side, not this side. So in the north we have Satpura range, and in the east we have three ranges like, what are they? Michael Range, Mahadev Range and Kaimur Hills. Then this west is higher and the east is lower. So all the rivers will be flowing from here to there. Then an extension of the plateau is also visible in the northeast, locally known as Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Plateau. So these hills that are, or the extension of this plateau, the Deccan Plateau is reaching up to northeast. It goes up to northeast, especially in Assam and Meghalaya, and there they call it by different name. So in Meghalaya they call it, what do they call? Maybe the Khasi Plateau or Khasi Hills and so on. And in Assam it is known as Karbi Anglong Plateau. So together we can call it Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Plateau. So that Karbi Anglong Plateau is extension of this Deccan Plateau. From the east it is going up to the northeastern states of Assam and Meghalaya. Then it is separated by a fold from Chota Nagpur Plateau. So there is a separation of this Deccan Plateau. We said here the Chota Nagpur Plateau is there. When we are talking about the central highland, we said the Chota Nagpur Plateau is there, and between this Chota Nagpur Plateau and Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Plateau, there is a fault. Fault means there is a division, a partition is there. So it is a deep trench like, it's like a deep drain like. So that is only separation. So it is not continuous, but in the middle there is a separation between the Chota Nagpur Plateau and the Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong Plateau. Then it is separated by a fault. Fault means a break. So the land is broken there. Maybe there is a trench is there or a valley. And three prominent hill ranges from the west to the east are the Garo Hills, the Khasi Hills and the Jaintia Hills. So the extension of this Deccan Plateau is entering into northeast states, and in that Deccan Plateau there are three prominent ranges are there. Three prominent hills are there. Which are they? One is the Garo Hills, the Khasi Hills and the Jaintia Hills. Also all the three are in the state of Meghalaya. Which are they? The Khasi Hills, the Garo Hills and the Jaintia Hills. So remember, they are an extension of this Deccan Plateau. It is moving from the Deccan Plateau to the northeastern states of Assam and Meghalaya. And Meghalaya, they have three ranges are there. One is the Karbi Anglong, one is the Garo Hills, second one is the Khasi Hills and the third one is the Jaintia Hills. So these are the three different ranges that are an extension of this Deccan Plateau entering into the northeastern states. So remember the different names that we give to them. What are they? So what is the specialty of this Peninsular Plateau? We said it is like a tableland. It is a high place. So we can divide them into two parts, two areas. One is the central highland, another one is the Deccan Plateau. So what is the specialty of the central highland? So the central highland, there is a mountain range in the middle. What is it called? It is called Vidyan Range. Vidyan Range. And the Vidyan range is bounded by the central highland. So the Vidyan range or Vidyan mountains are in the middle and they are bounded by the central highland. And we said in the south of this central highland there is another mountain called Aravallis, that is in the northwest side. And we also said it is extension and entering into Rajasthan desert. And there are rivers are there, 4 rivers are there. One is Chambal, the Sindh, the Betwa and Ken. These are the rivers in the central highland. And we said the central highland is in the west, it is broader, and as it is moving towards the east, it becomes narrower. And in the east, when it reaches, there is another plateau, is the Chota Nagpur plateau. And in that Chota Nagpur plateau, we will find another river called Damodar river. And then below that we have another second part of the Deccan Plateau, that is called the Peninsular Plateau, that is called Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau, the shape of the Deccan Plateau is in triangular shape. Remember, the shape is in triangular, and it is starting from or the south of Narmada river. So Narmada river will be flowing on top, and below that will be the Deccan Plateau. And the Satpura range flags its broad base in the north. So the northern part, that is next to the Narmada river, there is a hill called Satpura range, Satpura mountains, that is in the north. Then Mahadev, Kaimur and the Michael range form its eastern extensions. But if you go to the eastern side, there are other 3 mountains are there. Which are they? Mahadev, Kaimur and Michael range. Then we also said that the Deccan Plateau is higher in the west. So the western area it is higher, and the in the eastern area it is lower. Therefore all the rivers will be flowing from west to east. Then we also said that the Deccan Plateau is extending up to the northeast, and the plateaus in called Meghalaya Karbi Anglong Plateau is an extension of this Deccan Plateau. And we said there is no continuation. In between there is a flank, there is a fault is there. Fault means a deep ditch or deep cut or deep break. So there is a little break is there. It is not exactly continuing, but there is a little break is there. That is called fault, a break of the land. Then when we reach the Meghalaya, we will find 3 ranges. That is Garo Hills, then Khasi Hills and the Jaintia Hills. These are the 3 hills that we will find in the northeast, which is part of the extension of this Deccan Plateau. So since it is a part of the Deccan Plateau, these hills will be very firm because the soil is very old, not like Himalayas that are very young, but the soil of this Deccan Plateau, which is extending up to northeast Meghalaya, which is forming the 3 ranges like Garo Hills, Jaintia Hills and Khasi Hills, the soil is very old and therefore it will be more firm. So we shall wind up for today. So thank you for listening, and we have not yet completed, and still there is part of the Peninsular Plateau to be completed, and we will deal with it, we will learn in the next class. So thank you for listening.